The Joker 2 is bad. Yeah, the reviews have been really bad. They've been really bad. Just like the early reviews of Ghost of Tsushima 2. When it first got announced, a certain section of the internet said that the game was going to be trash because it starred a woman. Because apparently there are a lot of gamers out there that didn't know. There have been games upon games that have starred women. But now anything that has a person of color or a woman in it is considered woke. So to those people, I wonder, is Tomb Raider woke? Well, no, that's not woke because, well, no, they'll say the new Tomb Raider's woke because her titties ain't out like in the original one, which is a weird conversation in itself because like you're attracted to the block boobs, you're getting blocked. Is Metroid woke? No, yes, no. I don't know. I don't know. We got to think about it. So people have been saying Ghost of Tsushima 2 is woke or Yotei. They say they're not playing it. They're not going to support it. It's a feminist girl boss game. That's what I've seen, which is crazy because if you watch the trailer, it's just kind of setting the tone of the world. There's no political agenda or ideology being pushed. She's not out here. In the trailer, she wasn't fighting Bane from Batman or fucking Doomsday. She was sneaking around, taking niggas out, which is a very plausible thing because I hate to break it to you. I know people who have never been in any type of physical altercation, I'm specifically talking about men that have never been in any type of physical altercation think that they can just take everybody. Yeah, scientifically it is proven. The average man is stronger than the average woman. We have a larger bone density. We can hold more muscle. Our lungs can take in more oxygen. That's true. That is 100% true. But context matters. Just because that's true doesn't mean you can fight. Let's say you're outside, right? You're at the ATM in the middle of the night. I don't know why. You're fucking stupid if you do that. But let's say you're at the ATM at 3 in the morning because you need $20 to go to 7-Eleven and get some nasty ass taquitos. I don't know. You go to pull out that $20, a woman in a mask pulls up and stabs you in the back. She doesn't need super strength to do that. And that's what she was doing in the trailer. I don't understand what the fuck the issue is. People are crazy. People are crazy. No. Because if the woman stuck up behind me, even though she's a trained assassin, because she's a woman, I would be able to instantly detect it like I had spider sense and turn around and grab the knife and say, "Stop, bitch. I'm a man." You niggas have never been in a fight, bruh. Facts. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then here's another part. It's a fucking video game, dude. I like how in video games it's okay to have a power fantasy as long as it only stars a man. Video games are literally, for the most part, because not all games like The Sims and stuff like that, but most games are centered around the ideology of escapism and a power fantasy. That power fantasy applies to everything. When you played that stereotypical grizzled white man with the beard shooting tons of fucking illegal aliens in fucking, I don't know, whatever fantasy hyper red pill video game you can think of, it's a power fantasy. You don't really do that shit. So I don't understand why you can't apply the Uncharted fucking, I don't understand these people, bro. It's cool though. We gonna keep calling out their stupidity. Army of Two. I've been telling my nephews and my cousins, you don't know what type of man you are until you get hit in the face. Doom guy. I don't know why everybody thinks they're so goddamn tough. But anyways, it's a video game. Are you really gonna mess with that community? Just ask. Is anime DEI? They will take place. What? Transformers went woke. Let's read the article. Ghost of Tsushima 2 will ditch reputation for unique experiences. So this is good news. Some people swear it's going to be ass, but we got good news. Fans of Ghost of Tsushima got their wish for a follow-up game during Sony's most recent State of the Play. The next title, Ghost of... How you pronounce this shit? What's the correct way? Yotei? How you pronounce this shit, chat? Break it down in the letters. Is moving ahead with a new protagonist in a different setting. Yotei? Is that not what I've been saying? Yotei? Is that not what I've been saying? No, nigga, it's not pronounced Yotiawana, nigga. The fuck? No, it's not. The Ghost of Tijuana. Let's go. Is moving ahead with a new protagonist in different settings. While there's still a lot to be revealed about the game, the creative team behind Ghost of Yotei wants players to know that the spiritual successor or the spiritual sequel won't be as repetitive as the original title, which is funny because Some of y'all are saying Yotei. Some of y'all are saying Yotei. Y'all niggas don't know. Nobody knows how to pronounce this shit. I'll wait for Sucker Punch to announce it. What was I about to say? That's an interesting statement because I didn't feel like one of the things that I really liked about Ghost of Tsushima and why I thought it should have won Game of the Year over that stinker, The Last of Us 2, was I didn't feel like it was repetitive. It was one of the few open world games that didn't feel repetitive. And one of the reasons why was because the side quests were just as interesting as the main quests. They had characters that made you care. And also there wasn't a bunch of shit all over the map. I felt like it was just a good amount of content to where the world didn't feel big and empty, but it wasn't overwhelming. So I didn't really feel repetitive to me, but hey, if they feel like there's room for improvement, I'm not going to complain. One challenge that comes with making an open world game is the repetitive nature of doing the same thing over and over again. Translation, we don't want to be like Ubisoft. Creative director Jason Connell told the New York Times he wanted to balance against that and find unique experiences. Part of those unique experiences will involve the player exercising more control over the choices made by the game's heroine, Atsu. Although the story is set centuries after Ghost of Tsushima, Atsu has assumed the ghost persona as her own. Players will also get to decide how Atsu fights her battles, with the option of using traditional melee weapons or switching to firearms. This bitch gonna have guns. Excuse my language. I got excited. Shorty gonna have guns. But I hope that this time you find the sword skins off the duels or bosses rather than random pillars. I feel that could be a way to improve it. That could be a way to improve it. Nate Fox, the game's other creative director, shared his desire to introduce a greater sense of danger to Ghost of Yotei that was inspired from Sucker Punch's location scouting at the National, I don't know how to pronounce that, National Park. Inside the park, you'll have to watch a video telling you about the dangers of bears, recalled Fox. Being in this incredibly beautiful park with jagged cliffs and water, yet all the time being aware there were dangerous bears was electrifying. We strive to bring that into the video game that feels the feeling of danger. So the world's going to be more dynamic, basically, is what it's saying. Sounds good to me. I'm not complaining about this. More weapons, more abilities, more exploration. What cam do I use? I have a Sony 6400. It's a DSLR cam, or my bad, it's a mirrorless camera. But what am I about to say? Yeah, this is sounding good. I like it. But hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this much, man. And this is why it's important not to give super definitive opinions before we get a good amount of evidence on something. All the people that said this shit was gonna be trash before we even got a gameplay trailer, if the game turns out to be good, and I'm gonna be honest, Sucker Punch has never put out a bad game. We can pull up the track record. Matter of fact, I'm an asshole. Let's do it. Punch games. Let's see here. Let's pull up the wiki. So Sucker Punch, they created Sly Cooper, classic. All the games were good, by the way. Even the fourth one that they didn't even make. They made Infamous. All the Infamous games were good. Even Second Son. Even the DLC would fetch. So we now have, that's 4 games right there. Then Infamous had 3 games. So that's 7 games, 7 bangers. Ghost of Tsushima, that's 8. Be for real. This is why the go woke, go broke people are fucking stupid. These are the same people that'll be like, oh, we got to go by logic, data. We can't go by feelings. Well, let's go by data. The data suggests these niggas are 8 for 8 from the 3-point line. They announced the game with a woman in it, and some of y'all said this shit was gonna be trash. Shut the fuck up, bro. And don't get me wrong, if this game turns out to be ass, which I don't think is gonna happen, we'll keep it real. I will retract my statement, but the data suggests they get the benefit of the doubt. They are 100% from the field. You know who's not? You dusty ass niggas that sit in your chair wearing them Goku Hawaiian t-shirts, running your mouth, talking about, oh, I wouldn't date her. She's mid. She's a 5. Nigga, she don't know you exist. You beat your meat 3 times a day. 3 times 9, actually. Nasty niggas. I want to hear that shit. Shut your bitch ass up. It's a video game. Speaking of video games, nobody wants to publish theirs on Xbox. Microsoft wants to know why developers choose PS5 over Xbox. 3 times 9 is crazy. Just be beating they shit, bruh. Dick be looking like fucking SpongeBob before he got the inflatable arms. Just flaccid. You flaccid niggas need to be quiet. Blue Chew abusing ass niggas, bro. Be quiet. How are you 25 with a Blue Chew addiction? Shut up. Beating off the Android 18. That's Krillin's bitch. Nigga, back up. Microsoft is keen to hear from developers who are opting to release their games on the PS5, but not on the Xbox Series. Yeah, low T levels, bro. Low T levels. The company is overhauling its Xbox research division, which was originally focused on player experiences. Now it wants to talk to people behind the games and address pain points. Microsoft says developers are using PS5 will offer a great perspective to the Xbox team. Over the last year or so, an increasing amount of developers have become vocal about the challenges the Xbox Series S development poses, which they don't have an option to escape because Microsoft mandates game releases on both the Series X and the S. That's one of the big problems right there. That's why they don't want to put their games on your platform. Console. I know it's fun to rag on PS4 niggas, and I'm never going to stop, but the Xbox Series S is only slightly more powerful than the PS4. So the Xbox Series X is kind of holding gaming back because console parity is a thing. Although PS4 niggas are really the problem. But anyway, there were also at least 2 cases of over the last 2 months where devs publicly announced they were skipping Xbox because of Microsoft's communication, or lack thereof, with smaller studios, with games either skipping Xbox entirely or being delayed on the platform. A common misconception is Sony is money-hatting everything behind the scenes, but really it's Xbox just fucking up. I have a Series S for the Game Pass. Yeah, like, I understand why. I think the intentions were good behind the Xbox Series S. It was for people who were maybe on a tighter budget and they just wanted to get Game Pass like you or whatever, but they didn't really care about they didn't care about 4K. 1440p was cool to them. The problem is when Xbox mandated that if you put our game on Xbox, it needs to run on the Series S and the X. If they would have made that optional, I think they would have seen more games on Xbox. But then that would have created another problem because then you have the people who own the S complaining that they can't play the game. So in my opinion, they should have just never put it out. What I think Microsoft should have did is they should have launched the Xbox Series X under a different name because that name fucking sucks. But they should have launched the Series X and they should have offered a terabyte option and then, I don't know, a 500 gigabyte option or a 2 terabyte option and then a 5 gig. They should have offered a smaller hard drive or an Xbox Series X with no disc. No disc drive. Something. They could have cut a corner somewhere to make it a little bit cheaper, but I don't think that Series S should have been a thing. Y'all joke about PS4, but the Series S is the real culprit. No. The PS4 is there too. Don't do that. We just pulled up an article. Features are being cut from Black Ops 6 on PS4. Don't do that. It didn't say nothing about that Series S version. It said the PS4. The Series S is more powerful than the PS4. Don't do that. Don't do that. But the Series S is a problem, though. It is a problem. PS4 niggas is fucking funny, dude. You niggas are going to defend that TI-83 to the death of you. Yo, shout out to SSJ Rucker with the style. Yeah, that shit came out in 2013. Cut it out. They can offer stream games free for the Xbox Series X, streaming the game. The problem with that option is not everybody has good enough. The problem with streaming games is it requires a steady connection. Most of y'all are watching my stream on dial-up. You're probably squinting at your phone into you're watching from a 3G connection, 240p. You don't even know how crispy my camera is. You can't even see how handsome I am, some of y'all. So like, that's the problem with streaming games. Like, infrastructure is not there. Internet infrastructure, at least in the United States, is mainly good in the coastal cities. So civilization, if you live in the East or the West Coast, you got good internet. The Midwest, the only place you're really going to find good internet is probably Chicago. After that, it kind of turns into Fallout. You got what? Cleveland, Detroit, just all of Ohio, you know, that shit is Khalid. So the infrastructure is not there. The one thing about America we face a Milwaukee, just terrible. Milwaukee, you got Jeffrey Dahmer. That's the reason you guys don't have good internet. The nigga's just eating up all the internet or something. I don't know. But jokes aside, one of the problems that America faces that's very unique is not only is America a much larger country than average, but we have so many different climates in America. You got like imagine trying to run fucking internet wiring through the swamps in fucking Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? Or the mountains in the Midwest. It makes things a little bit harder. Starlink gives good speed now. Starlink's too expensive though. That Starlink is for rich people. Because first of all, how much does a Starlink cost? Starlink cost? Ain't it like $1,000 or some shit like that? Let's see. So it's 120. The starting plan is 120 a month. How much does you got to pay for the device though? How much does the actual device cost? Starlink device price. So it's $500 for the standard. For the standard Starlink, it's $500, and then after that, it's 120 a month for the internet. That's not doable for most people. Keep in mind, most of the niggas that are watching the stream, especially on Hokage highlights, they're on PS4s. They can't afford a PS5. Come on, chat. Be for real. I know I crack jokes, but be for real. Be fucking for real. These niggas don't got PS5s 4 years, going into the 5th year of the console's lifespan. We're going on the PS5 Pro. They're still gaming on Wi-Fi 3. And you want these niggas to buy a Starlink? That shit costs $500 plus $100 a month. They haven't got a PS5 yet. They can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm not gonna lie, PS4 niggas are annoying. I'd rather take a PS5 over a Starlink. Thank you very much. Yeah, so you niggas can get on the PS5 and ruin my day at 2K with your Wi-Fi internet. The first year Starlink with standard device will cost $1,940. So it's $2,000. It costs $2,000 a year. God damn. Imagine doing all that. Ain't that funny, right, Coach Bum? Imagine buying a Starlink. You pay $2,000 for the first year just to game on PS4. What is wrong? And ride the bus. What's wrong with y'all, bro? You said $2,000 a year. Yes, $500. If we do the math, let's say you buy a Starlink calculator. We can do the math right here. The device, the standard device was $500. Well, actually, you know what? No, we're gonna do. It was $120 a year for the standard data. Times 12. We're going to buy it in January, right? That's $1,440 plus 500. That's $1,940. If we add tax, it costs like $2,100 for a year. Yes, it is $2,000 for year one. How you got $2,000 for a Starlink and you talking through that PS4 earbud? I don't want to hear it. Niggas playing video games sounding like they about to take your order through fucking Arby's. First of all, if you at Arby's, fuck you. I don't give a fuck if you niggas think them fries is good. Shit is nasty. I hear you. Welcome to Wendy's. The fuck? This nigga must be talking through a PS4. This is what to do. Let's talk about Sonic. Just a rumor. Just a rumor. A new Sonic Heroes is potentially going to be announced. This is coming from the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. Take it with a grain of salt. Is this coming from a tweet? Let's see. Who's the leaker? Future program of the Sonic mobile games. Sonic Chaos Guardians is coming to Netflix. There's a couple new Sonic games coming to Apple Arcade, he's saying. Sonic Soccer Strikers. Interesting. Sega All-Stars Tennis. And then also, there's a rumored Sonic Heroes 2 coming in 2025. The question is, how credible is this dude? I don't know. Does it state? Apparently this person leaked a bunch of stuff on the Sonic 3 movie and some of the Sonic Shadow stuff. Let's see what the leaks are. Was he right about this stuff? Sonic 3 movie. He leaked this back in September. They got rid of it. It must have been. So apparently he leaked some stuff about the Sonic 3 movie before it was announced. And it got taken down due to copyright. Interesting. That means it must be true. He might be credible. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. I'll say this much. If sometime late this year or next year, mid next year, there's an announcement for Sonic Heroes 2 or Sonic Heroes something, remember where you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Remember where you heard it here first. Yeah, it got copyrighted, so you know it was facts. Yeah, because if you remember when Suicide Squad, you remember the first big drama for Suicide Squad before the game came out was people didn't know if it was an action adventure game or if it was a live service game. Because if you remember, they were hiding that shit at first. And then I guess some beta tests, some alpha testers they leaked a screenshot of them playing the game, and that shit went viral because it showed the the screen with the gear stats, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's a live service looter shooter." And if you remember I posted that shit on my TikTok, and I got a copyright strike. Everybody on Twitter got a copyright strike, so that's how everybody knew it was true, because they were trying to hide that shit. So that's what I'm saying. He might be on to something. He might be credible. Yo, shout out to Dolphin. But that being said, still none of it is. I'm always gonna say it's all alleged. None of it is confirmed. Just remember where you heard it here first if it turns out to be true. Yo, TBH, I'm gonna let you finish, but Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is the biggest selling game of the year, and it's not even out yet. What that got to do with the quality of the game? When discussing art, sales never matter. By your logic, Vanilla Ice is one of the greatest rappers of all time. And by the way, I've never said that. I don't even know if that stat is true, by the way. But if it is, I've never even said that I think Sparking Zero is going to be a bad game. I've said I think it'll be a decent game. All I've ever said is I'm not as excited as you anime niggas about the game, but like I think it'll be a decent game. It looks good, but he's not serious. I hope not. I don't know, man. You Vegeta Hawaiian t-shirt wearing ass nigga. Niggas is watching my stream. You remember the Vegeta pink shirt? Did it say bad man, I think, on it? Niggas be watching my stream wearing this shit, bruh.
Let me tell you, the TBH Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is going to be the greatest game of this generation. It's going to be better than Mass Effect. It's going to be better than Ocarina of Time, better than Baldur's Gate, better than Witcher 3. And I will be playing, making my own stories with the create a story mode, wearing my Batman t-shirt and a margin, and I'm going to take a Sharpie and write a big M on my head. You think it would stand for margin loser, but it actually stands for massive pussy. Because that's what I am. An anime video gamer.
Let me stop. People about to get mad. I'm just joking, guys. I don't really mean any of that. Why would Dragon Ball would have been dope, but it's just cringe to see a real bad man drip. In reference to Sonic, let's talk about his greatest rival. What shall I say? Mario's greatest rival, because Mario's on top. We got some new details on the Super Mario movie 2. It'll feature more Easter eggs for hardcore fans. According to the voice actor of Toad, who spoke exclusively to Men's Journal. Why is Toad giving an interview to Men's Journal about Super Mario? That's fucking random. Men's Journal about the sequel to the 2023 second highest grossing movie. One thing I can say about the second Mario movie is that it's a little broader in scope, and where it takes place is very intriguing lore, and the Mario world, says Key. They're going to find some really fantastic Easter eggs, and it's been very exciting so far. The first movie was already stuffed with Easter eggs, but retro references to fourth wall breaks, so I'll be interested to see how Nintendo outdoes itself. Key continues, I feel like what they've done creatively is they've widened out the universe that these characters live in, and we're going to meet some new folks. We're going to meet some new folks that are old favorites and some old folks that I think are really deep cuts, but because of the way the story's laying itself out right now, those characters are going to be very intriguing. Now, I've said it. If you haven't seen the movie already, oh well, leave the stream. Spoilers are ahead, slight spoilers. I think the best thing they can do is create the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. And I don't know if they intentionally did it or not, but with the first movie, they definitely set it up. Because Donkey Kong appears in the movie, and in the movie, it states, at least in this movie universe, the Donkey Kong Kingdom was down the street from the Mushroom Kingdom. I don't know, a few hours, a flight, I don't know how far. If that's the case, that means in theory that not only is the Donkey Kong Kingdom down the street, but so is the Kirby Kingdom, whatever it's called. They also established space was a thing. I forgot the specific line, but I was like, ooh, that opens it up for Star Fox to appear. Hyrule is a kingdom. Yeah, the Hyrule Kingdom. That means the Hyrule Kingdom is down the street. They could potentially really milk this shit as long as the story is good. Yeah, Metroid, because space with Metroid. They really did open it up really well. And I'm like, I was really sitting there in the movie theater. I'm like, was that intentional? Are they setting up the Nintendo Cinematic Universe? Because if so, this shit's going to be fire. This shit is going to be fire. Or Pikmin's in space too. But I'm not going to lie. If we're talking space, I'd rather have Metroid or Star Fox. Pikmin can maybe in the next movie. I don't know. Yeah, the NCU, sneaky, very much Nintendo small. The Smash Bros. Universe, yeah, we can call it the Smash Bros. Universe. I need that Luigi's Mansion. They could do that too. There was Luigi's Mansion. I feel like there was like callbacks to Luigi's Mansion in the first movie, but this is interesting. And I feel like he's hinting at it again right here with that statement. Really widened out the universe that these characters lived in. I feel like they're really, F-Zero? F-Zero would be cool. Nintendo has a deep history of characters, a bag that they could reach into. This could potentially be fire. We'll keep an eye on it, though. We'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, they got a lot of great IPs. NCU sounds fire. If they execute it well, Marvel might actually make good Marvel movies. Marvel just need to take a fucking break. So that's good news from Nintendo. Bad news for Bethesda. Y'all know it's World War Todd Howard over here. One of the biggest snooze fests of last year. Starfield. It released to lukewarm reviews. I couldn't even finish the game. I did genuinely enjoy it for like a first maybe 5 hours, and then you started to realize the game had nothing to offer outside of its initial 2-hour gameplay loop, and it got really boring. On top of that, there was no aliens, and the story just wasn't that interesting. So it kind of lost that allure once you realize that. Because I think the thing that's really interesting about space, and I think Mass Effect gets it right, is like space allows for so much creativity, so many cool secrets and aliens and stories and memories that you can run into, and they did nothing with it. You're just walking around, there's trees and shit. You run into the occasional pirate that's clipping through the wall, doing T-poses and shit. Turn that shit off. The DLC released, Shattered Space, and it suffers from lukewarm reviews. Starfield's first major expansion was released recent day. How many of y'all knew that Starfield DLC came out? Let me know. Type 69 in the chat if you knew Starfield's DLC drop. I'm curious. I don't expect to see too much. Okay, I see a few. Chat's not really moving too quickly, though. It's not really moving too quickly. I thought it would have moved a little bit quicker. Who? I'm not falling for that. Look at all these fans in the chat. Freaky ass niggas. We waited more than a year for the first expansion to be released by Bethesda Game Studios, but now it's here. Fans have been quick to criticize it. From low reviews to diehard fans voicing their disappointment on social media, from a failure to gain traction on streaming platforms to a complete lack of hype for when it came out next. Like, the only thing I saw is they dropped a car in it or something. Like, who cares? Legacy Killer HD, I've seen his channel. He said, it took me 5 hours to finish Starfield's DLC. One of the most baffling story DLCs Bethesda has ever done, nowhere near the quality of Far Harbor, feels more like cut content from the base game, a lengthy side quest. I'm very disappointed. Or how about a take from Mr. Matty Plays? Shout out to Mr. Matty Plays, cool guy. He says, I'll have my review out tomorrow, but to put it bluntly, Starfield Shattered Space is not good at all. The exploration is still somehow extremely lacking. The main story is ridiculously short. It ran like crap on the Series X performance mode. Oh no. It ran like crap on performance mode. There isn't any new companions. This person, Andraja, I don't know how to pronounce her name, barely reacts to what happens around her despite how the base game builds her story, and the list goes on. I'll go into more detail with the video, but Angry doesn't even begin to describe it. What happened, man? How was this the response to the criticism they faced at launch? Well, I'll answer your question, Matt. What happened is Microsoft. See, when a mega conglomerate like Microsoft, one of the most powerful companies in the world, Fortune 500, billions upon billions, buys your company, you know what happens? I want to say it does happen, but you know what potentially happens? What they say about 50? Although he's having a redemption arc with his television, but I'm talking about more about the music. They got rich and they stopped trying. See, how much did they pay for Bethesda again? How much Microsoft pay for Bethesda? Almost $8 billion. We're going to round that up. When you got an $8 billion payday to put your game out, people are going to kick their toes up. They're going to put their feet up and say, hey, we'll get it out when we get it out. Versus a studio that's struggling, like Ubisoft, that doesn't have anybody back them. Ubisoft, they got to get it together or they're going to sink or swim, you know? They need Assassin's Creed. So they said, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to polish the game. But Bethesda, I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm saying there's potential for this to happen when you get an $8 billion check. You know, you already got paid. All you got to do is put the game out. And at bare minimum, you don't even have to fight for eyeballs because now your game is also on Game Pass. Before they had to really sell the game, but now you got an $8 billion paycheck, and you also know what comes with that? Guaranteed promotion. They paid $8 billion for this. Microsoft is not going to let it fail. We're going to put it on Game Pass day one, and it's going to be across all of our billboards, all of our YouTube ads. It's going to get a Super Bowl ad or something. So if I'm Todd Howard, I'm looking like, I know this nigga's going to play it. Complacency. That's my theory. It doesn't mean it's true, but I have a sneaky suspicion there's, and then on top of that, let's be for real. Bethesda games barely worked in the first place. Back when it was sink or swim, when they had to really earn your dollar, they were putting out games that barely worked in the first place. The community had to fix the games. Now they got an $8 billion check, and you mean to tell me you think these niggas is motivated to fix their game? Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here. So I do think this shit plays. That's what happened, Maddie. They don't deserve this $8 billion check. You know, it's for the last 10 years, it's been World Bethesda over here. Since Fallout 4, nigga. That shit blue screen my PC 3 times. What was that other game? It was one of them Wolfenstein games. Wolfenstein. That shit blue screen my PC. And don't get me wrong. I believe the reviews. It probably was a good game. I don't know. I didn't get to play it because it blue screened my PC. Who was in the stream? When this shit came out, I remember I booted this shit up. On the first playthrough, it crashed like 3 times. I refunded the shit on stream. So for those who don't have the context of why it's World War Bethesda over here for me, between Fallout 4, Wolfenstein, and then Fallout 76, not only was it unoptimized, that shit was dog water. That game was ass. So you said, what happened? What happened to Bethesda? Their games were already dog shit. Then they got an $8 billion check, and you think these niggas care? That's why that nigga Todd Howard was on the red carpet, shocked. Let me see if I can find that shit. Todd Howard shocked by Fallout reviews. The best thing Bethesda has put out in the last 10 years is the Fallout TV show. And a lot of that don't even got nothing to do with him. It was Amazon. Amazon has been on a winning streak between Invincible, The Boys. Fuck is we talking about? Hold up.
Absolutely.
So let me give y'all context. So a few months ago, which by the way, if you haven't seen it, the Fallout TV show is fire. I know we're shitting on Bethesda right now. I'm talking about their games. During the red carpet premiere of Fallout the TV show, IGN approaches Todd Howard, who's the head of Bethesda, and they said, hey, by the way, we're gonna give the show a 9 out of 10. This nigga said, really? This is after the launch of Starfield. He was so, these niggas know they putting out dog shit. Look at this shit.
Yo, yeah.
Are you really giving it a 9?
Yes. Yeah, that's what he tells me.
Look at him. Let me play this shit. You guys, really? What?
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so
Forward to
much.
seeing this.
Yo, yeah.
Are you really giving it a 9?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he
He
tells me.
sound like a little ass kid.
This is like up there, best video game adaptation.
Like I said, have y'all seen that meme of that little kid, the PS4 niggas that be begging? More graphics. Let me see. More graphics. Graphics meme. Let me see if I can find that shit. You know, have y'all seen the meme of the little kid with the bowl? You could probably put a PS4 in the bowl. That's what he sounded like. Please, sir. Wow. You really think so? I can't find it. Fuck it. He's shocked.
Like,
He's
so
shocked.
exciting.
Awesome.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
I'm very excited. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a demon just came. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. So when you ask what happened, my theory is they're just fucking lazy. Was it Oliver Twist? Was it? Let me see. Oliver Twist meme. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, this kid. Yeah, this kid right here. I should Photoshop this shit and put the PS4 logo in here. Please, sir, can we have some more games? That's what he looked like. Really? Wow. Thank you, sir. Get the fuck out of here, bro. So yeah, so I see somebody in the chat say Dishonored was good. The funny thing is the Bethesda games that have been good over the last few years, because I agree, Dishonored was good. The games from Bethesda that have been good, the Wolfenstein and the Dishonored, is because of their subsidiary studios, the studios that are under the Bethesda umbrella. But the main Bethesda teams have been putting out dog water. That was Arcane, which, by the way, that's the same studio that gave us Redfall. So, but yeah, y'all been putting out mid. Y'all need to go back to the drawing board, think about what the market likes to see, what they want. I think they need to look at, because I mean, the thing Bethesda's really known for is creating really deep, intricate RPGs. Maybe I would, Todd Howard, when's the last time you played Skyrim? I don't even like Skyrim, but that's the holy grail of your portfolio, most people would say. The Bethesda team needs to sit down and play Skyrim and figure out what was magical about that and what captivated the audience. Play that, and then you need to play some modern RPGs that a lot of people consider classics. Play The Witcher 3. Play the current rendition of Cyberpunk. Shit, go play Mass Effect. Play some modern classic RPGs. Play Baldur's Gate 3. And sit down with your team. Take notes. Take notes. Don't steal everything, but draw some inspiration. Like, wow, this is a great game. We have no idea how to make games right now. And say, what can we learn from this? Get a big ass whiteboard, start writing ideas down. Have discussions, because what you're doing is not working. It's not fucking working. Elden Ring, yes, Elden Ring, Sea of Stars, any modern classic RPG, please. Because eventually that Microsoft money will dry up. Because let me tell you something, Bethesda, if I could give you guys some advice. That Xbox is not doing well. Last I checked, PS5 is selling for every I think PS5 is outselling the Xbox 1 to 3. So for every 3 PS5s, 1 Xbox is being sold. Microsoft is, and they fired a bunch of people within the Xbox division in the last year. They're not doing the best financially right now. So don't think you can't get cut either. Or don't think, here's the danger of when you let somebody buy your baby. If they feel like you are not turning a profit, they will blow that bitch up. They might say, fuck Bethesda. We're going to keep some of the developers. We're going to form a new studio. Because now the Bethesda name is tainted. That's what happens when you sell your IP. So you better get it together, because Microsoft in itself, in terms of Xbox, Microsoft is fine. But in terms of the Xbox division, it's not doing well right now. So I would suggest y'all get it together. Yeah, they'll turn your studio into a write-off. We saw what happened to Tango Gameworks. Other news. The South takes another L. All Southerners come to the front. South gonna hold you down. The South gonna hold you down. Arkansas sues YouTube for being too addictive and causing mental health problems. Let me play that shit. Let me play that song while we read this shit. South gonna hold you down. Arkansas?
Yeah, nigga. Southside boys.
All right. Arkansas sues YouTube for being too addictive and causing mental health problems.
The South gonna hold it down. The South gonna hold it down. The South.
TikTok isn't the only social platform facing legal issues lately. YouTube has found itself in the crosshairs of the state of Arkansas, which claims the video sharing site does more harm than good, which is a fucking lie. Do you know how much shit I've learned from YouTube? Just because the people in the state of Arkansas don't choose to do the positive things, learn how to fix a car, how to fix a light, how to make a YouTube video. Just because you don't go to YouTube University doesn't mean the rest of us do. The state filed a lawsuit against both YouTube and its parent company, Alphabet, in September 2024, arguing the site deliberately contributes to the growing mental health crisis among its youth population. They said in a statement, YouTube amplifies harmful material, doses users with dopamine hits, and drives youth engagement and advertising revenue. The lawsuit reads, as a result, youth mental health problems have advanced in lockstep with growth of social media, in particular YouTube. Now, I think short form content does fry people's brains. Matter of fact, there's studies. It's not what I think. But the most as somebody who does this, the most popular form of content on YouTube right now, and it has always been, by the way, but it's growing. I got the statistics. Matter of fact, the president of YouTube said the #1 growing platform on YouTube is not mobile, it's television. So for those of you unaware why video essays and documentaries are becoming so popular, 1 hour videos, 3 hour. I watched a 3-hour video about shout out to DB Fig Signifier. I think that's how you say his name. I watched a 3-hour video about the battle between Kendrick and Drake, and that shit was fire. He broke down the history of hip hop, the history of Kendrick, the history of Drake. That doesn't fry your brain. You have to have a high attention span to watch that. What are you talking about? Talking about it drives youth engagement and advertising revenue. I'm sorry, but I think the state of Arkansas needs some revenue. Let's check your stats. Where does the state of Arkansas rank? Let's see. In terms of crime, it ranks number 49 out of 50. We all know a big proponent of crime is poverty, a lack of jobs. Maybe some Arkansas people need to be YouTubers. Fiscal stability, the jobs. Healthcare, you niggas have no doctors. Infrastructure, you niggas have no roads, no hospitals. It's fallout in Arkansas, just big ass pythons and shit. The natural environment. Yo, that's fucking funny. I did not know that. So let me tell y'all something. I went to the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's an HBCU. So I lived in Arkansas at a certain point. I know about Arkansas. And do you guys know what Arkansas prides themselves on? Arkansas is known as the natural state. How the fuck do y'all rank as number 35 in the union out of 50 for natural environment? You niggas is nasty. Y'all, Arkansas should change their name from the natural state to the naturally nasty niggas. That's what y'all should call yourselves, bro. Yo, shout out to Cammy with the raid. This is crazy. Talking about YouTube is the problem. No, call your governor up and tell him we need better roads, better jobs, better education, because you niggas is losing. This is a stupid lawsuit and a waste of taxpayer dollars. And then people wonder why people hate the government and shit, talking about YouTube. No, don't sue YouTube. Don't ban YouTube, because YouTube might be a powerful tool that can help the Arkansas people get out of their situation, because YouTube is education. And if we pull up them stats, you're losing. You need the education. Cut it out. Oh Lord, what have I answered? Nasty neck niggas. Shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Better pizza, Papa John's. What the fuck is you talking about? What did I join in? I just feel like slandering the South. But yeah, that's all the articles I got. That's my tangent about the South. Let's go into the sub box here. Just wanted to say that the last Rise and Fall Sony video was really dope. Love the content. Hey, my next one gonna be better. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Y'all think I'm playing too about that Arkansas is the naturals. See? It says it on their state sign. That's their logo, their motto. We're the natural state. It says it like on their license plates and shit. Why the fuck are you guys why do you call yourselves the natural state if you rank 35 in environment? That means there's litter and smoke. And as someone who lived in Arkansas, I lived in Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff smells like shit. You can get a flight to Arkansas for $100. That's how you know that shit don't got no jobs. Don't nobody want to go there. If your flight ain't at least $200, that's a Spirit Airlines flight. You can get a Delta for $130. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. I lived in Pine Bluff. It smells like straight dog shit because there's a paper mill there and they don't have any type of filters or anything like that. And the crazy part about it, it used to wig me out, bro. It used to wig me out because the people in Pine Bluff used to walk around like, I remember when I said, what the fuck is that? They're so used to it, they don't even know. It fucking stinks. So I believe that statistic about them ranking number 35. So shut the fuck up about YouTube. You guys need YouTube. You guys need jobs. Don't block people's blessings. Not them being because you get so it's like it's the same concept of like when somebody stinks, they don't know they stink because they're not around anybody. They seclude themselves. But like if you have like a paper mill near you, it'll put this nasty pollution in the air that causes really bad stench, man. Like New Jersey. Asmongold's little hair. I don't know if New Jersey stinks. I've only been to Jersey City, part that I was in at least.